Hi, it's Lee Solden. How you guys doing today? Um, okay, this is World Languages Live. This is Lee Solden. Today's topic is using my system to teach people a language that are visually impaired. So I'm going to demonstrate how I would go about doing that. Most of my system is all about listening to stuff. Okay. One thing that I tell people to do pretty routinely is to follow ear tuning syllables by reading them as they are um, being spoken from the audiobook. Well, that can be tough to do for someone who's visually impaired. So I have uh, got a way around that where you don't have to read those. So that's what I'll be demonstrating today. Okay. And uh, again, I'm Lee Solden. I'm a guy who's very interested in languages my whole life. And during that, I just stumbled upon a system which I call accelerated immersion. Turns out it's a type of natural language acquisition. That's okay. And so my my system has three parts to it basically. Surround yourself with the language, number one. Number two, do ear tuning exercises that allow you to hear the language very quickly. It's something I just came across. It works usually in a couple of days for most languages to hear a language quite well. It works better than years and years of listening to people carefully. For some people, they just can't quite catch what someone's saying in a foreign language. They're not absorbing it because they can't hear it right. This ear tuning method I came up with, stumbled upon, takes 2 days. 2 days can replace months and months or years and years of trying to hear a language correctly. Um, and I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm trying to share my system with people. But it's not just the ear tuning. Um, the next step after you can hear it correctly is absorbing it using a natural language acquisition method, which again I stumbled upon. I learned a couple hundred words of Greek by accident, without meaning to, because I had looked at them lightly, and then I played this video that they came from a loop for the week, and I was studying Hindi, but I picked up a couple hundred words of Greek, and I realized that hey, you don't have to study; you just listen to something after lightly looking at it. So, okay, so that's most of my system. But anyone who I'm teaching a language, I'll tell them, look, there's more than just my system. Okay, there's other ways to learn stuff, and one of those is the storytelling method, which is somebody else came up with this. This I saw it from a guy teaching Russian. If you look up, go to YouTube and look up "learn Russian storytelling method." Okay, like a 20-minute long video. Um, I'll tell people that for fluency, maybe you should switch to his method. But you can start with my method. You get you very quickly hearing the language, get you in the habit of listening to it, having it surrounding you without you paying any attention to it. It's not taking any of your time. You watch TV programs like you normally would. Just have the Dutch playing in the background. Listen to your favorite music. That doesn't have to be Dutch music. Any music. Okay, whatever your favorite music is, have Dutch playing in the background softly, so as not to bother your music. Okay, if you're studying, have Dutch playing in the background. There are studies that show that having a foreign language in the background while you're studying can be good for you, good for your studying. Uh, as you're falling asleep, have it on. Set your device to go off in 20 minutes. I don't believe in listening to it while you're sleeping, but as you're falling asleep, various opportunities to do passive listening. Okay, so that's my system altogether has those three parts. Surround yourself with language, do ear tuning so you can hear it correctly, and then third part, absorb it. Absorb it. Don't study it. You absorb it. How do you absorb it? You absorb it by looking at the definitions in a known language and then listening to the target language. So you, for sentence by sentence in a story, so that everything's in context, mind you, you look at the first sentence in that story. You go, okay, this word's that, this word's this, and etc. Oh, the overall meaning of the sentence is such and such. Okay, now all that for someone who's visually impaired. Well, I've already done this series on teaching Dutch. Has every sentence has been covered. Exactly what the sentences mean, what the words mean. If you listen to the series, it's all there. So if you can't see very well, you could listen to my series, and as you then after you if you listen to me explaining a particular sentence, next thing you do is you listen to that sentence on the video. Maybe listen a few times, and maybe up to 6 times, and move on to the next sentence. You let your speech center do the real work. You don't have to know what you heard that day. It's going to come in more clear to you after you sleep on it. You've looked over or listened to, in this case, the definitions I gave you for the sentence, and then you turn that audio on. And this is a Dutch speaker. I always tell people, listen to a Dutch speaker. Okay, not me. Sure, I can try to mimic a Dutch speaker, but I'd rather have you listening to a Dutch speaker. Okay, not here. If I make a little mistake or my accent's not right, why listen to me a whole lot speaking Dutch when you can listen to a native Dutch speaker? Okay, but you got to get your ear tuned to the language, and that's kind of what the main focus of my video today is. How does someone who's visually impaired get their ear tuned to a language with my system if they can't read my ear tuning syllables? Okay, so here's how that goes. First of all, I'm going to describe what ear tuning syllables are. They are a syllable by syllable representation in the English alphabet of what you hear syllable by syllable when a Dutch speaker speaks. People who can see can read those. People who can't see, they need audio cues. Okay, so a sighted person, I'm going to tell, okay, try to read these syllables and read each one of them exactly as it is spoken on the video. But if you can't see, or if you are having trouble doing the what I said before, I do a lot of coaching for people, and this coaching doesn't matter if you can see or not at all. Okay, doesn't matter whatsoever, and I can get a person's ear tuned to a language by coaching them through this, the introduction to the ear tuning. And here's how it goes. Okay, my ear tuning syllables are found in the video. The first comment to the video, the ear tuning syllables are right there, and below those ear tuning syllables there's a key that tells you how each one is pronounced. So if you are visually impaired, you could, if you got a way to convert that to Braille, you could read through that. Okay, but as far as you're worried about, oh, I can't read fast enough in Braille to follow these ear tuning syllables, that's what this lecture is about today. Here's how the ear tuning syllables go for the first 20 seconds of this video. It was made by Slash Depover, and I put the link to it. Just posted the link just before this, just before I went live. I posted that link. Okay, so go to that link, and you're gonna, if you play his video, this is what you're gonna hear. Goeiedag, beste kijkers. Ik maak dit filmpje om lied te helpen. Hij heeft me dat gevraagd omdat hij jullie Daarmee bedoel ik dat mensen graag Nederlands willen leren. Okay. That is all there is, 20 seconds of ear tuning syllables, okay? And I'm going to read them one at a time for you. Gu, e, dag, with an exclamation mark. Beste kijkers, ik maak dit filmpje om jullie te helpen. Heeft, or is it hij heeft? Yeah, I think he blends his hij and his heeft. It goes heeft. Heeft me dat geraakt omdat hij jullie daarmee bedoel ik dat mensen die graag Nederlands willen leren. That's it. Now, you are going to do the ear tuning and you can't see these syllables. That's okay. Listen, just listen to what I'm telling you. Follow the directions, okay? So, it starts out, goeiedag, beste kijkers. I want you to listen to that for K in cakers, cakers. This is an elevated stressed syllable. It's goeiedag, beste kijkers. So you're gonna hear K. I want you to listen for that syllable. So you play it from the beginning. And remember, you're not talking. You're just only this is a listening exercise. So you're just listening. Okay, now you're not talking along. If you ever want to talk along, fine. But do the ear tuning exercises without talking, and then you go back and you talk along with it later. Okay, no problem with that. But just this is a listening exercise. So I'm pretending that I'm the video, okay? And you're going to be listening for K, okay? Okay, goeiedag, beste kijkers. Ik maak dit filmpje om Lee te helpen. And you go like, I'm not sure I caught it. Maybe I'm not sure I caught it. Because he's talking a little faster than me, and you may not have caught it. So it might take you a few times, especially at first here. So listen again for K. It goes cakers. Okay. Goeiedag, beste cakers. Oh, you caught that time? Okay, cool. You caught cakers. Now, right after the K is curs, cakers. Listen again. Make sure you hear your cakers. Okay, play it again. Goeiedag, beste cakers. Ik maak de. Oh yeah. Okay, you did hear the ers after K. Cakers. Oh, you heard it. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you that if you heard the cakers now, listen for ik maak. Ik maak. So it goes cakers, ik maak. Cakers, ik maak. Okay. He says this K kind of weak. I left the K in there for the ear tuning syllables, by the way, anyone who can see this. He says mock. It's not really quite loud enough to be a K. But so anyway, I left the K in there because Dutch G's are said. So I didn't want to change it to a G. So I just left it a K. Okay. Goeiedag, beste kijkers. Ik maak dit filmpje om. Well, maybe you did or maybe you did not hear the ik maak. That's what you're listening for. You're listening for the kijkers, ik maak. Listen again. Goeiedag, beste kijkers. Ik maak dit filmpje om. Oh, you heard it that time. Okay, if you heard it that time, good. That's like your first landmark. I'm getting you used to what's in these ear tuning syllables. A little here, a little there, get you familiar with them, right? So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and I'm going all the way to this where it says yully, yully, like an up, like an up, yully, yully. So it's kind of loud compared to the rest of it. Oh, excuse me. No. We'll do yully later. Going back a bit to the word helping. Okay, helping. So listen for helping. Just like there's the word helps in there. And that's what it means, by the way. But we're just worried about what it sounds like right now, helping. So you're going to listen for this helping a lot kind of louder than the rest of the syllables. And it's going to come, you see, after ik maak, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 syllables later, you got helping. So listen for hell, and maybe the pun after, but just make sure you hear see if you catch this hell. Okay, here we go. Goeiedag, beste kijkers. Ik maak dit filmpje om jullie te helpen. Hij heeft me dat gevraagd omdat maybe you didn't catch it. Oh, listen again. Okay. Oh, by the way, I do want you to also pay attention. Do catch the Kakers ik maak also as you're going by that, and then catch the help and helping later on. So, goeiedag, beste Kakers. Ik maak dit filmpje om jullie te helpen. Heeft me dat gevraagd omdat hij jullie. Oh, you heard. Okay, so if you heard the help that time, listen for helping. Helping. There's a pun right after it. Pun.